Spice fam, welcome back to another video. Today I will be showing you how I make almond flour oat bread. So if you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, put on your post notification bell so you don't miss each time I upload. Now let's get into this video.
For our oat mix bread, we would need some plain flour. Also, the all-purpose vegan flour can be used as well to make it vegan if you want to make that vegan. And we have here some salt to help flavor the bread, some yeast. If you're going to do it vegan, this is simply a healthy bread. But if you're going to do it vegan and you're not using yeast, you can use some gluten-free baking powder, which would definitely give it that rise that it needs. Maybe not as much as if you have yeast in it, but it will definitely give it that puff. We also need some soaked rolled oats, and the reason why you're soaking the rolled oats is simply to help the oats absorb its own moisture. That way you have a softer texture bread on hand. Oats can be very drying and it tends to take up a lot of water, so that's one of the reasons why we are soaking the oats before we actually put it into the bread. Next, we would need some warm water as well as some almond flour, and the store-bought one can be used as well, but I make mine from scratch. We would also be needing some oil, and that will help with the added softness of the bread. I'm using olive oil today. Coconut oil can be used as well. And then of course we need some sugar.
These are the ingredients we will be using for our almond flour oat bread. So let's go.
So to my stand mixer, and I'm using the stand mixer today, your hands can be used as well. I am going to go in with the soaked rolled oats, and I'm putting that in first simply because it has the water in there. Next I'm going in with the plain flour, followed by our almond flour, sugar, and our salt. As well as the yeast. So once the ingredients have been added to the mixer, we are next going to blend it on low speed until it's combined. Just like so. I'm just going to increase it slightly to make sure that everything is nicely cooperated, or incorporated I should say. And as you can see, it's starting to come together. Once the ingredients have been incorporated, I am next going to go in with my oil. So I'm just going to pour it in slowly while the mixer is on low speed. And then next I am going to go in with some of the warm water, which will help to activate our yeast. So I'm just adding in the water slowly, like so. And also I would suggest that you keep some flour on hand, because you may have to add in a little bit more flour. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have to add in a little bit more, and don't you worry, the correct measurements will be in the description box below. So I am going to add in a little bit more flour and also allow it to knead for about 8 minutes, and I will come back to show you. So our dough is finished kneading for 8 minutes, and this is what it looks like so far. It's runny, it's sticky, it's a sticky dough. So next what we're going to do, we are going to place it into a lightly greased bowl and allow it to sit for about an hour or until it has doubled in size, and then I will come back to show you the next step. Here is our dough now in the lightly greased bowl. I'm going to place it in the warmest corner of my kitchen to allow it to raise or double in size. So see when it's done. So after about 1 hour, this is what our dough is looking like. It has doubled in size. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to return it to the mixer to knead for a further 3 minutes, which will be the final kneading process. Let's go. So our dough is finished, and that's the final kneading. So I have here my hand oiled, and I am simply going to scrape off the dough from the hook, and I am going to place it onto a lightly floured bowl, and I will take you along. So let's go. So this is our lightly floured countertop, and I'm just giving it a quick knead, and then I am going to cut it in half. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just using my bench scraper, and I'm just going to cut it in half. I hope it's half, but you want to get it as even as possible. I'm just going to take a little piece and put it here. So next, I'm just going to knead it around a little bit and then form it into a bread, and I'll show you that as well. You don't want to over knead your bread as well. That can cause it to drop. So I simply do my breads like this. Yeah, and make it a nice little, just rotate it a little bit more, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to place it into my lightly greased bowl, so like so, and don't you worry, even though it's like that, it's going to definitely spread in your pan. So I'm going to do the other one and come back and show you guys. So here are our breads, the bread dough. What I'm going to do now is to allow it to sit again for another 45 minutes until it has doubled in size, and then we are going to place it into a preheated oven. So see you then.
Here is our bread after about 45 minutes, and it has doubled in size. So next we are going to place it into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes, and of course that depends on the oven that is being used. So let's go.
So after about 35 or so minutes, and that depends on the oven that you have, you want to look at the timing in terms of your baking time. Our breads are finished, and now it does have some white stuff, which is some extra flour that I actually forgot to dust off the bread before placing it into the oven, but that's okay. I can easily do that once it's nicely cooled. So I'm going to allow it to cool for about 10 minutes in the pan, then remove it and place it on a cooling rack to cool completely, and I will come back to show you.
Now that our bread is cooled, and I am just basically showing you, it has a nice golden brown color. Sometimes what I do is while it's still hot, that is, I will take some oil and brush the top of the bread just for added softness. Some butter can be used as well. I have cut a couple slices so that you can see what it looks on the inside. This bread is delicious, I am telling you. Please make sure that you try it, and also send us pictures when you do so that we can post it on our social handles as a way of recognizing you basically trying out the recipe. So this is what the bread is looking like, and this is your almond flour oat bread. I am now going to break it open so that you can see the texture is nice and soft, and it is actually a very delicious bread. I really do hope that you did enjoy today's video. Comment below and let us know how you would have enjoyed it, and also don't, as I said before, don't be afraid to make that recipe and send the pictures to us. So until the next time or the next video, see you. Bye bye.